I want to get my final. Matter of fact, let me give a reference point to my final thoughts. This is the last View episode that aired, I believe, on Friday. Okay.
Can be done to make topics and a
Judge weighed in.
A training
Failed.
You know what I think,
What do you think, Sonny?
I like Pete, of course, but I think he got that so wrong, and I think it was so tone deaf, considering
Which
what's
part?
going on. All of it. I thought all of it was tone deaf because what happens is when from 1776 to 1965. You have basically white men in charge of everything, right? Women, people of color, we're left out of just equality of opportunity,
Yes,
that sort of
right.
thing. And I think when that equality starts popping up in terms of diversity program, equality now feels like oppression to those people who were at the top of the ladder, not necessarily because of their merit, but because of their identity.
So my question then becomes, as a reference point, let's use a better picture of her. Sunny Holston, for example. And we've seen how Joy Reid recently was unceremoniously dismissed from MSNBC. And we see all of these spinoffs because they don't want all of these trash shows that we've been subsidized with diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as we continue to see the Sunny Holstons and the Whoopi Goldbergs and the Joy Beharts and all of this stuff, and they keep on cycling in these feminist agendas and movements, and we also continue to see their ratings drop, and their comment sections are filled with people that look at them and they say, you guys are really the lunch ladies and y'all gonna continue to run in the victim Olympics. And we also see how diversity, equity, and inclusion actually didn't add value to these organizations. And I'm not sure we are looking at these crazy metrics that are disillusioned because you can't really measure diversity, equity, and inclusion. But you can look at the ratings, for example, of places like The View and Joy Reid's The Readout. I don't even know who came up with the name The Readout, right? But I believe the Rachel Maddows, The View are going to unceremoniously go in time, sooner rather than later, the way of Joy Reid. Because you cannot fake visibility. You cannot fake monetization of the views and your viewership. And not only are they bad at what they do, but their audience is aging out. And more importantly, not even relative to The View. Let's take The View out of it, okay? If you've noticed, a lot of things and a lot of people are now starting to go the way of independence. And you know why independence is so great? Independence is great in the same way that a mom and pop store is great. Big box stores basically cannibalized y'all neighborhoods, which then led to some of the food deserts. It led to a break in the community. It led to separation of people. It led to corporatizing jobs. It also led to a dumber population, so on and so forth. And so what you see happen in society over the last 10 to 15 to 20 years is the opposite of what we see happening when it came to media, legacy media, social media, and so on and so forth. And so now the thing that is getting these people canceled is not their opinions, it's the fact that they're not good. Legacy media was trash in the same way that record labels was trash because they force-fed us stuff that we didn't know that we even wanted, and we know that we don't need now that we're able to look back in hindsight, but we only had so many options to choose from. Now you have a bevy of different options. You got a bevy of different streaming platforms. You got a bevy of different content creators. You got a bevy of different news platforms. You can choose whether or not you want to go with a legacy media bigger news station, or if you want to come and listen to an individual content creator like me. And I think that you're going to start seeing some people thrive and some people completely disappear into oblivion. One of the examples that I like to use, unfortunately, because I am objective, but I have to be absolutely real, is Don Lemon. Don Lemon, I absolutely, positively do not like what he stands for. I don't like his lifestyle. And I really don't like his liberal views, but I have to give Don Lemon some credit right now. And the reason that I'm going to do that is again because I'm not necessarily caring about whether or not I'm right, or I'm not necessarily caring about whether or not he's right. I care about the point. The point is that if you are an individual content creator and a person that is willing to work as hard as possible, and you may have some talent that then resonate with the people, you will continue to have a following. And Don Lemon is building up his platform successfully, which I think is completely different from something like a Joy Reid. Joy Reid don't have the ability, to work ethic, or the talent to be able to do some of the things that Don Lemon does, even though I don't like Lemon Drop. A lemon drop is a woman's drink. I don't like what he represents, and I absolutely disagree with his platform, but I do not disagree with his work ethic. And maybe because the way that we know that somebody has talent is their ability to be able to nurture it and then put it out to the people and make it resonate. Maybe he is talented. But the difference is that the media landscape is changing. And no longer are you going to be able to prop up these people like The View and the Joy Reids. We've seen it happen with Joy Taylor. Remember when Joy Taylor, the one that was just under scrutiny just a month ago, that I said, yeah, it didn't even matter because she is just going to be fine as long as she be quiet, and it's going to go away and it's going to be a new story and she's going to be continuing to do whatever it is she want to do. Remember when Joy Taylor was under duress for allegedly about trying to Me Too an executive, or taking into consideration Me Tooing somebody and sleeping her way to the top, and all of that story came out in that lawsuit, and now nobody is talking about it. Everybody forgot about it, and Joy is continuing to live her life. All you got to do is be quiet for long enough and it'll go away. But that's not the point. She created a platform, her and Joy Taylor and the other Joy Rooks, whatever her name is. They had created this platform called Too Personal. It was a trash show. Meanwhile, she was sitting there on platforms like The Pivot talking about how great she is and how they're breaking barriers for women, when in reality it was nothing other than diversity, equity, and inclusion in the form of her being a woman and also her sleeping her way to the top. Not because of her talent, not because of how great she was, not because she's awesome. It's because she was basically included in the inclusive aspect of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's going away. It's going away. And it's evidenced by the fact that her show and her channel went nowhere, and she was not entertaining whatsoever. My point in all of this is that the media landscape is changing, and you're going to see more people, more than ever before, fall off. You're going to see people that had a platform, people that was basically subsidized by these different platforms, people that were a part of diversity, equity, and inclusion, people that really wasn't talented at all, and they can't really hold a candle. And so the only thing that's keeping them up is their Instagram profile, because they've been able to build a decent following. But the ones that eat, the ones that are successful, the ones that get the big jobs, the ones that are really great at what they do, they are the ones that are going to survive this whole thing, because they are absolutely phenomenal at what they do. You're going to see a separation. Now everything is going independent. I think that The View is going away the same way that Joy Reid. I think that a lot of these people are going to be suffering, and they're going to have to get regular jobs. The only way you'll be able to get a huge bag from a large network is basically them subsidizing what they put on TV, and you're going to have to already prove. It's going to be just like the record labels. It's going to be just like the record labels. You're going to already have to have a following. You're going to already have to been proved yourself. You're going to have to be a Pat McAfee that then contract yourself out to ESPN, and then you have to read your contract to make sure that you can preserve and hold on to your IP and still own your IP. You're going to have to make sure that you put out that work. You're going to have to grind. It's going to be a kill, eat, kill, eat dog, kill what you eat world. Dog, eat dog, kill what you eat world. I think a lot of shows is going away. You know who else? And it just popped in my head, honestly. It literally just popped in my head. And this is no shade to her, because I thought that she would be able to get from under the Breakfast Club and create a name for herself. Angela Yee. Angela Yee outside of the Breakfast Club, I don't even know how that show, what is it called? All the Way Up, or Way Up with Angela Yee. And again, this is not against her personally, but I'm just looking at it from the optics. I don't know if she really built to be out on her own, and once she really, and she's still subsidized by iHeartMedia. I don't think that Angela Yee can survive on her own. I don't think that she's a player number one type of person. I think that she's a player number two. I don't think that Angela Yee got it. But maybe she got some good connects. Maybe she doing some numbers somewhere else that I'm not familiar with. But that all the way up platform, that's not it. That's not it. I think that you are going to start to see a lot of people. Somebody said Anton wants his. Oh, that's Johnny. Johnny was over there complaining last Friday. Oh, get DK off of me, please. Hey, somebody tell DK to do it. But I'll address it because I think it's a good conversation to have. Anton wants his own show on Fox News. Let me tell you something. Anton wouldn't do anything unless Anton could still own, and continue to push whatever it is that he already pushing. The one thing that I absolutely positively promise to you guys is that as long as I want to, the Millionaire Morning Show, the Anton Daniels channel went after hours, and then now my upcoming blog, as soon as I get my new cameras and stuff like that I'm changing Room 9 into, those will always be running. And I will never, ever, ever give up what I do independently or allow for anybody to take my stuff or own my IP, because I don't need anything from anybody at all. The only way that I would ever do a show with somebody else or on a major network is if I partnered with them. It would have to be a partnership, and I'm owning all of my own content. I'm owning everything. Otherwise, I don't care. I don't need you. I'm just going to continue to build it brick by brick, person by person, bag chaser by bag chaser, and we're just going to run it up that way. I don't care. There's no amount of money that you can give me to give you my IP. There's no amount of money that can give you that you would allow for me to be able to let you take my content. I think that the media landscape is changing, and I think that you're going to start seeing more of a fall off of certain people and more of a rise from the people that are actually awesome and talented. So I could never sell out. And what I think selling out is selling yourself out. I would never sell myself out. I would never sell my family out. I would never sell my family legacy out by giving away everything that I work for and everything that I built brick by brick to somebody that could just buy me out. Nah, my daughter is going to be able to look at this. My daughter will own everything that I build, every house I build, every platform that I own, everything that I've ever done. My daughter will own all of it.